was 99. There was snow on the ground. When the call came in, I knew something was wrong. I made my way to the station. Then I waited and waited and waited for the train, for the train, for the train, for the train. Red on the ground, and I knew that there was something wrong. But you said, just have some patience, 'cause there's a good explanation. And you left me waiting and waiting for the train, for the train.
Next up on the request line, one track out to all of you. Enjoy.
In the quiet before the noise begins, you found your way here through the day you've been in. Whatever way you carry through the door, you don't have to carry it anymore. Look around at everyone beside you. Every single one of them has been there too. You're not a stranger here, you never were. This is your place, this is where you belong. I see you, I see you, I feel you, we feel you. You are loved, you are loved. I need you, we need you. Believe it, believe it. You are loved, you You don't have to be okay to show up here. You don't have to have it figured out. Bring the chaos, bring the quiet, bring the fear. That's what this place is all about. Every light in here was once where you were, finding something real in the dark. You're not too much, you're not too small. You're exactly right, exactly as you are. I see you, I see you, I feel you, we feel you. You are loved, you are works just fine.
Something's coming.
Feel that sound.
Tracks don't hold up.
We don't slow down.
Energy sparks.
Systems blow. Next drop hits.
Brace for the show. All aboard. Let it ride.
No brakes.
Full send, full drive.
Stack the car.
Watch it grow.
Trains rolling.
Let's go. All aboard. Hit the gas.
No control.
We don't last.
Break the track.
Let it go.
Trains rolling.
Let's go. All aboard.
Let's get nuts.
Trans rights are human rights. And if you don't agree, you can fuck off.
Because you know this, man. Happy Friday, all y'all. Look at that. You guys are trying to fill the cup already. Jesus Christ. You had an emergency situation. Just got back. The last song on the standby. Yeah, that one. I know it's one of your personal favorites. That was a bit. Hi, Liddy. Wow, so many of you on this happy little Friday. This week was so crazy. I kind of feel that. It was a little crazy for me. Good news, food was obtained. Excellent. Play it again, Sam. I'll play it again later. I can do that. I can do that. For those wondering why I once again updated the intro and stuff, I hadn't planned on it, but when I was making Jasa's overlay, because Jasa's a streamer now, she streams on Saturdays. She's currently playing Hollow Knight, and it's kind of amusing. So, yeah, I almost quit my job in fencing. Holy shit. You're gonna have to fill me in on that in a second here. But anyway, so I was making Jasa's overlay for her in my OBS so that I could transfer it to her. And when I did that, I accidentally deleted my complete overlay. I don't know how the fuck I did it, but I did it. So, yeah, I had to redo mine. So I'm like, oh yeah, what the hell, I'll just update the intro. I guess I've kind of been meaning to do that. Heat index of 106. I'm staying home and chilling with you. I'm happy to have you here. I'm happy to have all of you here. Yeah, it's terrifying because I asked to combine several handsome actors. My God, we shouldn't have this technology to create things so. It's kind of true. It is kind of true. It's stuck into the kids and kitten trapped on both sides. That's awesome. Also, Jace's stream is amusing. Yes, it is. Yeah, if you want to see my kid in her natural habitat, being herself, because she is 100% herself. Yeah, it's amazing. Actually, here I will do this for you. Yes. Yeah, that there. If you want to give her a follow. Yeah, she streams on Saturdays, playing Hollow Knight. So yeah, if you wanna check out something entertaining from a 13-year-old, but she's pretty funny. I can see how people could create some really unethical stuff. Yeah, that's why they all have guardrails in them. And hello, geeky girl. Abigail loves watching. That's right. It is the cutest thing ever. Is Nadia's kid. Abby is like Jace's biggest fan, and it's so funny because like anytime Jace streams and then Nadia starts watching, she loses her phone immediately because her kid comes up and steals the phone so that she can watch. I think it's hilarious, and I think it's adorable. A shit ton of pictures. Yeah, my wife was telling me that between you and Panda, she got a shit ton of pictures. I'm like, ha ha. Sucks for you. Which, I can't wait until tomorrow when we finally get to meet that little shit. That's gonna be fun. So odds are I'm probably going to end up with it for a while. Mostly, okay, well, she told me that both of you. But she said it was a ton of pictures. So, finally out of my in-laws' house, I didn't realize how unhappy, stressed, on eggshells I was there. It's amazing once you are able to reflect on a situation like that. Whatever will I do? It sounds like the most horrible punishment, I know. I said Jason like 5. Yeah, she was telling me that too. She's like, I got to see a whole bunch of pictures of their kitty. I'd be glad they're on opposite sides of the world. Those two would create chaos for us. Yes, they would. One or one folder? Yeah. Yep. So as you can see, since I was feeling like shit on Wednesday, slept like crap, and I was just out of it. So we're going to pick up where I wanted to go on Wednesday. I don't have an article for this one yet, not posted. I did write one up the other night. Had a few chair naps. I had 2 actually that day. I will confess, I did have 2 chair naps. 9 pictures of chaos. Oh my god. Of the brand new floof. That is wicked. I love it. So I started a brand new med yesterday, before I get on with the topic. Do you have a neck pill? I got this one. So I started a brand new med yesterday that my wife went to refill some of her prescriptions, and it turns out this was sitting there waiting for me. This one is directly from my neurologist, and I forgot that he prescribed this one. It is for more of like my muscle stiffness and rigidity and whatnot. Yeah, it is a hardcore muscle relaxant. And so I had an eye appointment yesterday to get a new pair of glasses. My prescription hasn't really changed much, but a tiny bit on the bottom, on the progressive side, or on the nearsighted side. Yeah, before that, I had the appointment, and I took my meds like an hour before that. Yeah, I didn't realize that this thing was going to try and knock me out as much as it did. Holy crap. So yeah, that one I will be definitely taking. Yeah, but we're addicted. I'll be taking that one here and there. Certainly not if I have any plans for the day. I got an email saying I am 12 months overdue. Yeah, you probably should. Mine was timed because the girls have theirs on Monday. We couldn't get ours all together on one day, so I got mine yesterday. They have theirs on Monday. But because they got updated lenses the last time, but I didn't. Mine, I told the wife, I'm like, I should probably get these checked and updated. And she's like, okay, well, at the beginning of June is when the benefits reset, so we'll do that, right? Iced Teeth Luxury, yes. Lost my phone when I went to grab food. Oh, God. Ruh-roh. That happens. You check the fridge. Yeah, don't forget to check the fridge. There's a very high chance it might be there. I have trouble even with glasses. I noticed that things are a little bit fuzzy for me on this side, like on this screen here, where they weren't before, right? So of course my first thought was, well, it must be the screen or something, right? No, it's they needed an update, so wasn't a big deal. I was happy with it. Read somewhere that dark mode is bad for astigmatism. Yeah, in my last checkup, I learned that I have an astigmatism. And then maybe we'll move in hope, so I couldn't leave anything anywhere yet. Also, anyone leave anything in the microwave? No. On my tea after I forgot to drink it. Then I forgot it in the microwave. Yeah, that tracks. Light mode is bad for my astigmatism. Light mode is bad. Yeah, dark mode helps me read. Light mode is worse, so just like everything else. It depends person to person, yeah. Well, and it depends on the source, too, right? Like, you know, I saw a TikTok once that said, which reminds me, that was today's article, actually, on Substack. I did one on social media. It was some new resources came out on that and the whole TikTok thing, so there you are. So yeah, exclamation Substack if you want to check out the articles that I've been writing. All peer-reviewed sources, of course, because that's how I do. You guys know that. Light mode is bad for my everything. Yes, me too. It's on top of the laundry basket. Perfect. That sounds, that tracks. That sounds about right. And thank you for that. Yeah, I have a couple of articles in this week. Groceries will be here soon. Okay. All right, sexy. Hey, Jasa. Apparently we're getting a grocery delivery soon. She's the one who's going to have to bring it in. Oh, well. Anywho. Bilaterally, so no light mode hurts. Food is good. Yes, it is. Actually, I was complaining earlier. I don't know if I was complaining to you there, Peter. I was complaining that we're like super low on food. It's outside my mom's room. Coffee is better. Coffee is good too. I do have coffee, which reminds me, hydration reminder. In the bath or plant goods on. Those are two very different things. Ice cream is even better. Agreed. Better than coffee? Well, don't get me wrong, I do love my ice cream. Coke Zero for me. Yeah, actually, we should be getting a new thing of that too. Hi, Lord S. How are you? Kazan is online, so it's easy. Oh, okay, well, fair enough. I should also find some food. Yes, if you have not found yourself some food, get yourself some food. All right, well, I have rambled on for a bit here. I just want to at least ease us into the topic here today. I'm going to tune in for the day without thinking about it, whether it affects my sleep. Ice cream affects your sleep? It affects my stomach, not my sleep. Anyway, as you can see by the title, today we're talking about why ADHD brains break standard relationship rules. And this one might get a touch personal. I know it is for me. That's why ice cream is better than coffee. Oh, gotcha. Frozen dumplings, nice. Coconut milk and curry paste in the oven. In the oven makes good noms. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm not overly familiar with too much. I drink espresso to help me sleep. Oh yeah, I have coffee at all hours. Ice cream keeps me on the toilet. I mean, like I always say, I love my ice cream. I know what it's gonna do to me, but I view it like a hangover. It's my own fault. It's self-inflicted. I'm the idiot. Even though I don't really drink anymore. Where the room change people haven't been coming to me about fixing issues. Huh? Coffee at 2 a.m. Yep. All right. So I'm just going to touch on the topic here. We're going to talk about ADHD relationships, arguments, working memory, and why your brain sometimes drops the entire plot when you're mid-fight, like Netflix fucking drops shows after season 1. So it's based on the article that I wrote, but I haven't put out yet. Daboos! With 56. Getting closer to the next badge. There's a 5-year. Yes, there is. I hate Netflix. Okay, that's... Yeah. Hey. I'm going to be taking more damage than most of you, so... And you might actually learn some stuff here. Some positive stuff. But yeah, the article is called Why ADHD Brains Break Standard Relationship Rules. The core is simple. Sometimes your partner thinks that you don't care, but your working memory basically ran face first into a wall. Ready your neurodivergent character, so let's go. Fucking A. Yes. PBM. This can apply to any relationship. Like, yes, a lot of this stuff here that I do put does focus towards romantic relationship. However, a lot of this does apply to platonic relationships. Okay? So again, this doesn't mean that ADHD people get a pass to be careless or dismissive or emotionally unavailable. We're not doing the "my brain made me do it" escape hatch. None of that. Thought I'd get away scot-free today. Oh no. Oh no, I'm making up for Wednesday. But basically what we were doing in these situations is separating capacity problems from character problems. It's okay, I have the tism. There you go. Because if you treat a capacity problem like a character flaw, then everybody loses in the situation. Same. All right. Standard disclaimer. Before we start, this is educational content, not medical advice. I am a coach, not a clinician. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I am a double certified ADHD and autism coach. However, this... okay, thanks for that sidetrack. We're going to talk about relationship patterns, ADHD traits, executive function, and practical communication systems. Also, I may ask for people who can relate and whatnot. You know, as always, be as comfortable. You're say as much as you want that you're comfortable with. However, please do not put your partner's private business in chat. Okay? Keep your examples somewhat generalized. We're not turning it into a divorce court in chat. Okay? Also, if this brings up something heavy for you, remember to take care of yourself. If you do need to step away, I understand. Breathe, regulate. Okay? The VOD will still be here on YouTube. Okay? The VOD will be up on Twitch for a couple weeks, but it'll be on YouTube as well. Comes out 9 times. All right. So this is a generalized, not just in relationships. Got a question for all of you, okay? I want your participation on this. Drop me a 1 in chat if arguments make your brain go blank. Give me a 2 if you remember one phrase from the argument but lose the actual point. Give me a 3 if you are the partner of somebody who is also neurodivergent and this dynamic sounds painfully fucking familiar. Yeah. 3. Yeah, I kind of thought that we would definitely get a bit of, yeah, 1, 2, and 3. One, 2, and 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of people are going to be very called out by the neuroscience that we go over today, which I understand is both how somehow comforting, I guess, and fucking rude on my part. So, but you guys have been here and you know what's going on. Info dump 100 million times. I mean, maybe. Big conflict avoidant. Yeah, I generally tend to be nowadays. It depends on the person. I try to be very conflict avoidant in my marriage because I don't want it to get absolutely ridiculous, because it can, right? Especially if you are dealing with somebody who is also a neurodivergent. Now, some of you have met my wife and know that she has the ADHD as fuck diagnosis. So when we start on a conversation, tone can be misread between the two of us. Like a conversation can turn into an argument, and I hate it. So like anytime that it starts to go that way, I try and shut it down, or I just like the fuck out. Have the timeout rule. It's worked for 15 years now. Excellent. Excellent. All right, so imagine, if you will, you're sitting across from your partner. They're upset. They're trying to explain what hurt them. You generally want to listen. You love them. You are trying to track the words, the tone, the context, the emotional meaning, past events, the thing from Tuesday, the thing from 3 weeks ago, and the fact that your own nervous system is now fucking screaming. And by sentence 3 that they are in, your brain starts dropping words like a broken text message. Okay? I describe it this way because that's what happens with me. Any of you feel that way? So, in my scenario, you catch a part of the sentence, but you miss the point. You lock onto one phrase that felt unfair to you, and suddenly you're arguing about one word that they used instead of the actual issue. Your partner accuses you of deflecting. You think that you are defending yourself. Nobody feels heard in this situation. Everybody feels alone. And now the original issue has packed its bag and left the fucking building. Does this sound familiar? Because this is where ADHD relationships can go sideways. The partner sees disrespect. The ADHD brain is experiencing cognitive overload. And I noticed the chat went silent. Which tells me one thing. Okay. Yes and yes. You know, I want to be very clear, okay? Overload does not automatically mean innocence. You can be overloaded and still cause harm. You can have ADHD and still need accountability. But accountability without accurate understanding becomes punishment. And punishment does not fix working memory. I'm just in fighting mood after the last 2 major talks that have overloaded me. I understand that. Most harm is done when you are an overwhelmed. Yes! Triggers built on the counter, so I missed that. There's sad lapses in couples counseling that have expertise in working with autistic and or ADHD people. Yeah. Devil, how you doing, man? I saw you chatting in Discord and replied to you the other day, but I didn't hear back from you. How's things, my friend? Okay, so a question for those of you who are following along. Do you ever leave an argument and realize you cannot actually summarize what the fight was about? And seriously, I was filling the sugar dish. Kind of fun with my son trying to get his life together. Mood. I'll ask that question again for those of you that missed it. Do you ever leave an argument and realize that you cannot actually summarize what the fight was about? Not anymore. Yeah, Shoes is doing better than most of us. I forget about the fight altogether in 10 minutes. Yes, you're telling me it's not just a me thing? Nope. Sometimes I shut down right when emotions run high. Yep. Sabine. Oh, I think the groceries are here. Yeah, they are. Like I hold grudges over everything. Yeah, that feels emotionally true. Not really. I know it's about I'm marinating that shit. Hooray, food. Jasa? Groceries are here. Can you bring the dogs upstairs, please? And grab them? Hey? Oh, yeah. It's because you hold a grudge, and you said it as I was typing. Uh-huh. And there's the doorbell. If that one, we were talking about dinner, and somehow that turned into, we never talk about how work was confused. Yeah. Yeah. See, and that's, like I said, a lot of this is going to be very personal to me because, and this is going to be probably more information than you guys want or need to know, but my wife and I are going through couples counseling right now. So this is very timely for me. And I thought maybe I could, you know, spread out the damage because misery loves company. Payback for everything you've done. All right. Checking the time here. Okay. So we're going to talk about what working memory actually is. Even healthy relationships could use counseling. And I appreciate your honesty and vulnerability. Always. I always try and be as transparent as I can. Generally, I like to keep some aspects of my home life to myself. But other than that, you guys know more about me than most people do. I will admit we are too. He doesn't mind me sharing that. That's good. Like I said, whatever you're comfortable with, right? But like I do always say, everybody needs a therapist. Even that thing about the goat. Hey. That's between you and I. And a pact is a pact. We aren't doing couples therapy. We're just doing therapy as a couple. I mean, potato. And the goat, yeah. The goat's in a different kind of therapy. Anyway, working memory. Here's what it actually is. Working memory is your brain's mental scratch pad, basically. It holds information in real time. It is not your long-term memory. It is not your intelligence. It's not whether you care. It's the temporary workspace that your brain uses to hold pieces of information while you do something with them. Due to budget cuts, I'm the therapist. And I know they're very different. I went through couples counseling with my ex-husband, my current husband. Many people think it automatically means a relationship is failing. No! That is a very common misconception. Just need therapy for the same thing in our life, not for, yeah, and yes, you did, that's right. And again, I know that. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what that phrase was that I'd heard. It's the same thing as even a therapist needs a therapist, you know? Like, even when things are going good. So good. Sorry, sometimes I tend to forget that other people are here. Like I do, but I don't. You know what I mean? You know, it's in chat, so I automatically assume it's directly to me. But yeah, it's right along the lines of even a therapist needs a therapist, right? Even when things are going good, having a therapist is a great thing, which totally reminds me. Yeah, I know it isn't. Which totally reminds me, I need to rebook my therapist appointment because I meant to do that yesterday and I forgot to. So I am just going to take a second and write that down on my notepad here so that I don't fucking forget. Rebook. And go. Okay. Everyone needs mental health care no matter how good they have it. The stigma that going to therapy is for something bad is just asinine. Yes, it is. Thanks for reminding me. You're welcome. Here's my reminder to everybody else that needs it. And got us to reschedule. Yeah, I had to cancel my last appointment because I didn't have a way to her. So, what I should have done was I should have taken her up on the Zoom offer. Oh well. Oh well. All right, so now I'm going to use a relationship example. I think right when she's taking time off. RC is making me think my therapist doesn't want to see me anymore. today's video that I put out is about RSD explained in like a minute and a half. You can check that out on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Anyway, shameless self-promo. Exclamation socials. Look at me go. So in a hard conversation that you're having in a relationship, again, this doesn't necessarily need to be a romantic relationship. This could be a platonic one that you are having a disagreement with, okay? So in a hard conversation, your working memory has to hold. The words that they are saying, their tone, their facial expression, the context from earlier, your own emotional reaction, the thing that you want to say, the thing that you probably should not say, which is something that I struggle with so fucking hard. The original topic, the new topic that just appeared, the fact that you are now sweating and your jaw is doing that weird clenchy thing. So the ADHD angle here is for ADHD brains, working memory is often smaller, less stable, and more vulnerable to disruption. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. It's not that there is no memory, it's that the scratch pad that you're working with gets overwritten quickly. It's like an Etch-a-Sketch, right? So imagine trying to do this relationship conflict on a whiteboard while somebody keeps erasing the random, just random parts of it out of nowhere, right? So this is basically the vibe that you're working with. So there was a meta-analytic research done on adults with ADHD that showed signs of significant working memory deficits, both verbal and visual. So to put that plainly, many of us ADHD adults have a harder time holding and manipulating short-term, not just manipulating the memory, not the person that you're talking with, but manipulating the short-term information in real time. So now put that brain inside an emotional argument and ask it to keep track of 14 things that are all fucking moving parts at once. It's not communication. Essentially, you're in a boss fight at that point. For me, it's like I have enough room in the sticky note worth of input. Some of your arguments like trying to give me a full sheet of paper worth of input, or taking down your sticky notes and replacing it with new ones. Like a memory card in a dash cam, just keeps rewriting over itself. And too many steps. Yeah, you are trying to track too many things at once. So a quick poll for you guys then. When somebody gives you a multi-step emotional explanation, what happens? Now this is A, B, C, or D, okay? Answer this A, B, C, or D. A, you can follow it. B, you follow the beginning and then lose the middle. C, you remember the emotional tone but not the details. D, you remember one phrase and accidentally build a legal defense around it. I tend to be D. All of the above. Can't really be all of the above. You tend to be D as well. D is often where a lot of fights go to die, which is why I am having such a problem. Learning disability. So you're saying that you could follow it and you could follow it and forget the middle. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, D is rough. I can follow the beginning and I feel everything. Get overwhelmed, but I'll lose the middle or end. Yeah. Yeah, D is one of the big problems that I have. Because at this point, you are no longer discussing the issue. You are litigating your wording. I forget what the options were. The options were A, I can follow it. B, I can follow the beginning and lose the middle. C, I remember the emotional tone but not the details. D, I remember one phrase and then basically build an entire legal defense around it. Build another argument for it. But yeah, D is where your fights go to die. And yes, it depends. Yeah, if it's more of an intense one, I tend emotionally, like the way that my brain works, I go to D, and I'm trying to unlearn that. Gonna fix the fucking laptop. Fair enough. But yeah, you're no longer discussing the issue at that point, and your wording matters. Again, something I struggle with. Because sometimes the wording becomes the escape hatch because your brain lost the actual thread. You have always... I love the D, what can I tell you? Hey man, you know that I always made a terrible bottom. I'm a better top, thank you very much. I'm sorry, did I confuse you? Not anymore, I know. I'll have a reminder of that tomorrow. Okay, so 18 plus is where I am. But sometimes the wording can change the entire context of what was said or the problem as a whole. It's true! Exclamation clip. I'm not okay. I mean, there you go. What we're gonna pause because we have the self-care break coming up. But I don't need more dad tops. I mean, yeah, shoes still find it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, might have missed that part, but anyway. So we're gonna pause on that part right there. That's a daddy. Well, I have been called Squirrel Daddy before, and I don't know exactly how to feel about it. Does a full minute. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I forget these things, man. It's been a while since you've been able to hang out. PD day and being covered in floof. That'll help you. Or at least I used to. I didn't want to make it weird. That's all we do around here is make it weird. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're saying, man. All right, so we're going to pause on that. We're going to have our self-care break. I want you guys to grab some water, grab a snack, go to the bathroom if you need to, stand up, have a stretch. When we come back, we're going to talk about why emotional conflict makes it worse. And don't worry, by the end of this, because this is a coaching stream, I am going to give you some tips that may help or may not. We will find out. But we're going to have ourselves that self-care break. So grab yourself your water, your snack, stand up, have a stretch, pet the dog, check your dishes, make white girl Thai curry. Yeah, do what you got to do.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Motherfucker.
Were you Dutch ovened by your one-night stand and now suffer from respiratory illness?
Have you looked in a telescope only to see the brown eye?
Get caught cooking meth in a Winnebago?
You mean want a bango? Did you lose a fight with a scarecrow?
I'm JP Schuster.
And I'm CB Mooster.
And we're here to fight for you.
Automotive accidents,
Medical malpractice.
workplace injury.
Scared of the dark?
Call Schuster and Mooster at 1-800-MONSTER.
We check under the bed.
Bro, that's scary.
Schuster and Mooster.
Attorneys at law.
I'm gonna be a bunny for Halloween.
Phone books can be toilet paper? Phone books can be toilet paper.
By hiring Schuster and Mooster LLC, you acknowledge that no one should act or refrain from acting based solely upon the legal advice provided by Schuster and Mooster LLC without first seeking much better qualified legal and or professional advice.
Thank you for calling the ADHD hotline, sponsored by Squirrel Co., a subsidiary of ADHD Incorporated. If you're currently having a meltdown and need to scream into the void, press 0 now. Otherwise, please choose from the following options. To have someone activate your hyperfocus to start a task, because your executive dysfunction has paralyzed you, please press 1. If you need reassurance, because imposter syndrome is acting up and telling you you're trash and not worthy of success, love, or praise, please press 2. To gush about your latest hobby or hyperfocus, because the people around you are already sick of hearing about it, and you just need to show someone your hard work, please press 3. If you can't find the item you literally just had in your hand, and need someone to walk you through the last hour so you can find it again, please press 4. If you can't remember why you called us, but know it was important, please press 5. If you're suffering from decision paralysis and need someone to talk you through figuring out what you want to do, please press 6. If you're shopping and need someone to talk you out of buying the 4,782,746 things in your cart, because buying things gives you dopamine, but you just can't afford it, please press 7. To set reminder alarms to remind you to drink your water, eat something yummy, take your meds and unclench your jaw, please press 8. If you are having a meltdown and need to scream into the void, please press 0. If you need to hear these options again, because you have ADHD and have already forgotten which option you needed, please press 9.
ADHD Incorporated present The Adventures of ADHD Man. Hello there, citizens.
Wow, it's ADHD Man.
Ha ha ha. Yes, and I'm here to deliver your superpower.
Cool.
Amazing, what's my superpower?
Imposter syndrome.
Yay, what's that?
Ha ha ha. Well, I'm glad you asked. Imposter syndrome is that little voice in the back of your head that tells you that you're a failure. You're a fraud.
Wait a minute.
That you're never good enough.
No, wait a minute. I thought you said this was a superpower.
Yeah, this sounds like shit.
Yeah, Susie.
Tune in next time as ADHD Man takes on the dysfunctional executive.
When Town Square is in need of a hero, there's only one man you can count on. When the treehouse is on fire yet again, there's only one name you can trust. And when the lounge needs a party machine to throw down, there's just one name you can call. Coming to channel ADHD Premium this summer. Robo Shoost. Part man. Part machine. All beard. Robo Shoost. Only on channel ADHD Premium this summer. Rated R.
You rely on coffee, but does your coffee rely on you? At ADHD Incorporated, we've rewritten the bean, introducing Coffee.exe, the first beverage that updates itself nightly and occasionally reboots your motivation.
User detected. Launching productivity protocol.
What? Not again. Please don't.
With Coffee.exe, every sip floods your neurons with quantum caffeine, a compound so strong it briefly collapses time, like a black hole of rich, full-bodied flavor.
He's been typing for 36 hours. I don't think he has stopped to eat in days.
Ugh, no wonder it smells like piss and shame in here.
Somebody help me!
Mission complete.
That was your mission?
It's going to take a week to air out that smell.
Make it stop. I can smell words.
Coffee.exe from ADHD Incorporated for when consciousness is optional and sleep is only a suggestion.
I'm calling HR. This shit can't be legal.
Welcome to another episode of Nobody Asked, the segment where we give you information that nobody asked for.
The average American will eat 35,000 cookies in their lifetime. This is a good opportunity for me to remind you that Schust is not American. He's Canadian.
This has been Nobody Asked.
And now you know. Wait.
And knowing is half the battle.
Anyway, sorry. All right, hopefully you guys were able to grab yourself some stuff, have a stretch, do what you need to do. I hope. Excuse me. Love curry. Fair enough. I'm not as exposed to curry, I think, as some people, so I think it's kind of hit or miss for me. I think it depends on what it's on. But again, I'm, not overly exposed to it, so. So, to recap, we were talking about how when you're trying to drop your toothpicks, vocab mode. Those were a lot of words. I have no idea what the fuck you just said. My top 2 picks to what? The word vocab was in there, but that was not vocab that I understood. And soon after the next revenge, yeah. As soon as I stop writing books. Oh, by the way, you know I'm a published author. My second book is coming out in 8 days. It's a short story. So yeah, that's going to be coming out right away. Oh, my top Scrabble point earners. It's good to say anorexia because it has an X in it, but that's not quite going to work. You're saying number 4 on my list. And a book and 3 projects later, yeah. Oh, of course, you put me on the spot and now my mind goes blank. No, my mind just went totally blank. Thank you for putting me on the spot. You just made me realize that I need to, instead of writing these books, read more of them. Maximize. Hey, that's a good one. Maximize is a good one. I had, literally, did you give me your favorite words that make you laugh? Oh, my favorite words that make me laugh. Oh, God. Let me see. Twitter pate, and because I always love when somebody says they're Twitter pated. What's another good one that makes me laugh? Shut up. Fucking Dan. Kerfuffled is a good one, yeah. Kerfuffle's a really good one. Twitter pate, extempore. I like extempore. Scallywag, malarkey. Malarkey's a good one. Malarkey's one. I don't use that one. Defenestrate is a good word. Aglet? Not familiar with that one. Skullduggery. That's a good one. It is one of my favorites. I like it because not a lot of people seem to know what it actually means. I said cork so many times yesterday. Have you ever done that? You use a word so often. Top your contributions here. My community is good for it, man. But you use a word so often that like it has no more meaning. What was the one that we did? Rotate. Shenanigans. Yeah, shenanigans is a favorite. Yeah, there was the word rotate that we used recently, and we said it so many times it lost its meaning. By the time we were done talking about whatever the hell we were talking, I think it was rotating the tires. I'll personally pistol whip. There you go. No, defenestrate. If you don't know what defenestrate means, think of Mace Windu when the Emperor hit him. It means thrown out a window. Or thrown through a window. Anyway, as we were talking about, speaking of, which kind of relates to it, we were talking about when you were in an argument. Verisimilitude. Yeah, okay, the quality of seeming truthful or believable. Yeah, verisimilitude, that's a good word. I do like that one. I guess that describes me. I try to be. An entire generation that learned the word from the Aglet song in Phineas and Ferb. Ah, okay. Favorite non-English word is a concept we don't have in English. Mine would be Schadenfreude, actually. The name of the buffering wheel, the throbber. No, one of my favorite non-English words is absolutely Schadenfreude. And leave it to the Germans to come up with an expression like that. Yeah, the general pleasure that you feel from somebody else's misfortune. Good old Schadenfreude. Because everybody experiences it. First time Germans were inventive. Well, I mean, in fairness, a lot of them invented roads and highways and stuff. Something like that. There's a song called that, Schadenfreude. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that, but yeah. Well located on the Isle of Anglesey, the Welsh village has the longest name, 58 letters. There is a town that actually, that's the one. My grandmother, actually, because she's Welsh, used to be able to would tell me about that. German words are very direct. I like it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of German words don't fuck around. It is quite literally the phrase all stapled together. And they get stupid long. Look up the number for 7,777. Anywho. As we were talking about, when you are in a discussion, a heated discussion, an argument, and you lose the plot, you forget about it halfway through. And then you pick one phrase, accidentally build on that. And yeah, that's where a lot of fights go to die. Why emotional conflict makes it worse. Stress and cognitive load. So this is an unfair part. The working memory gets worse under stress. So the exact moment that your partner, your friend, whomever, needs you to track carefully is the moment that your brain has the least available bandwidth. Okay? It's like your phone overheating while you are trying to use maps in a city that you do not know. That happened to me in Chicago. And it sucked. Technically, the phone works. Practically, good luck. Because now your phone is overheated, and it's like, I'm gonna find the thing. It goes at the speed of Harold, essentially. So at this point, your nervous system is flooding. The conflict floods your nervous system. Your heart rate goes up, your muscles tense, the threat detection system has turned on, your brain is scanning for danger, and when the nervous system is in threat mode, subtle listening gets a hell of a lot harder. So for an ADHD brain, the problem is not just the emotion, it is emotion plus working memory demand. Yeah, red alert. You are definitely in red alert at that point. Speed of Harold telling a story, or the speed of Harold getting off topic in the story? Yes. So you are trying to listen and follow along the conversation while you are managing shame, defensiveness, RSD, sensory input, and the fear that you are about to be told that you failed again. So this is a lot of mental tabs open. And one of them is playing music and you can't find it, as always. Did I hit a personal note here? This is why just listening better is not enough. Listening is not a moral spell that you can cast. Listening requires cognitive capacity. At this point, you have essentially run out of it. If your system is overloaded, the solution has to reduce load. So, if you can feel your brain buffering when you're in a conflict, drop me a 1. If you're in the middle of a heated discussion or an argument and you can literally feel your brain buffering, give me a 1 in chat. So, yes. Have you? So this may explain something that you haven't maybe interpreted. Maybe this will help you interpret it differently, I guess. So the sources call this broken tracking loop. Basically, because your ADHD, the attention grabs onto the loudest, sharpest, most emotionally intense piece, which is not necessarily the most important piece. Hi, guilty. But it's the loudest piece, and that's what you grab onto. So the person says, I felt really alone when you forgot the appointment. Whatever. You know, my birthday. What have you. It made me feel like I cannot rely on you. And your brain grabs cannot rely on you. So the whole conversation now becomes, what do you mean you can't rely on me? I do things all the time. That's unfair. Where the original emotional point was, I felt alone. So it's gone. It's lost. It is deleted from the group project. Again, did I hit a note? Because that is how my brain does it. Dude, shut up. All right. Excellent. So yeah, in that statement, I felt really alone when you forgot X, the appointment. We'll say the appointment. I felt really alone when you forgot the appointment. And it made me feel like I cannot rely on you. My brain grabs onto, I cannot rely on you. And it will ruminate on that, right? Now, rumination is not necessarily a thing that you have a lot of control over. And that's another thing that I struggle with intensely, is that if I've grabbed onto something like that, right, my RSD will take it to fucking town. Will cling on to that thing and take it on tour. Because that's the only part of that I will remember. So what is a practical example of this? Your partner says, you didn't reply to my text, so I felt ignored. Your brain hears, you ignored me. Then responds, I didn't ignore you, I was busy. Your partner says, you're not listening. That's not what I said. Your brain says, I'm listening, I just told you why. Right? Now everybody is fighting about whether you're listening instead of talking about the fact that you forgot to text back. Right? So the main point is, this is why emotional precision matters. This is also why structure matters more than perfect wording. Because in a real conflict, nobody is speaking perfectly. Because you are emotional. And all of those emotions are heightened. Your nervous system is on red alert. Right? If the whole relationship, friendship, whatever, depends on both people using perfect, flawless language while dysregulated, then congratulations. Basically, you've invented a machine that runs on unicorn farts, right? That is not something that happens. When your emotions are that heightened, when you are that dysregulated, you are not going to be able to necessarily grab onto the exact point that is trying to come across. You're going to get defensive. You're going to fire back things that are not necessarily related to the topic. Okay? So, let's do a little exercise together, shall we? Think about a recent argument that you had. Don't put it in chat, just think about it. Not the whole thing, but the moment where it went south, essentially. Was it a forgotten detail? Was it a specific word? Was it their tone? You misinterpreted their tone? Was it a facial expression? Was it a chore or a scheduling thing? Was it a text message? Right? Give me one word in chat if you're comfortable with it. I'll send a picture of my dash. Fuck you, man. Again, if you're comfortable with it, share with me, okay? A forgotten detail, a word, their tone, their facial expression, a chore, a text. Picture Mike. That wasn't an argument, you fucker. That was me not knowing what the hell you were talking about. I'm a part in stone. I do too. Just to clarify here. So I sent Shoost a picture of my dash, okay? What I was trying to send was a picture of the app that was playing on my dash. Now, the part that I did not include was that it was an app on my phone that was picked up by my car's Bluetooth and was playing on there. I sent him a picture of the dash and I said, I love this app. I keep forgetting that I have it. I sent him a picture of my dash, right? No context whatsoever. Like, no proper context. I didn't tell him that it was an app on my phone that I was using. No, that would have been too easy. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nice picture of your dash. And I totally missed it. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, he thought it was an Apple CarPlay app. The app, it's called Radio Garden. And I know it's on iPhone. I don't know if it's on Apple or any of the others. Okay, but it's an app where you can tune into any radio station on the planet. Like, literally. So I was listening to Q Dance from Amsterdam at the time. But yeah, you should be used to it. I know, right? Yeah, it's called Radio Garden if anybody's interested. It's on Google. There you go. It's a great app. I keep forgetting that I have it. And then I just happen to notice it and I'm like, oh shit! As I'm sitting in the car waiting on my wife in the dollar store. Those of you who know my wife know that I was waiting there a while. So I'm going through my phone, whatever, and I find this app. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna like listen to something from wherever, somewhere in Europe. Yeah, it's a great app. I recommend it. I am not sponsored, but I should be. All right, anyway, so going back to the question. So a couple of people said chore. Chris said tone. She was just 2 minutes. Yeah, you've never seen my wife in a dollar store. Okay, anybody else have one that they want to add? Tone for you. Again, it was if it was a forgotten detail, a specific word, their tone, facial expression, if it was over a chore or a scheduling thing, if it was a text message. 9 times out of 10 for me, it is tone. And it's because I completely misread the tone. You should. Let me see detail. Me think of it and chuckle. Yeah. No, that was kind of an important detail. Stand by. I need to take this. No, I don't. It was fucking automated. Anyway. It's not what you say, but how you say it. I can't tell how often that phrase comes out of my mouth. Right? And you know what's really, for me, it's ironic, is the fact that I am the one that is told that I have the tone problem. Right? So, there are a lot of times that I will misinterpret her tone, and she will misinterpret mine. Right? One of the biggest ways that we have arguments start in my house is that I am just stating a fact. In my mind, it's a fact. And she either misreads my tone, or the tone that I use is, I always think that I default to like the flat or whatever, but she picks it up as different. right? So like that is where the vast majority. You can also think your tone is different than it actually is. I can attest to that. I know I do that as well. Yep. Right? That's a very big autism problem. Is when your tone, you think it is one thing, right? In my mind, I am just stating a fact. She reads it as I'm being argumentative, for example, right? So that is definitely a thing. I guess I can clarify for me. It's chore scheduling issue. For him, it's my tone or expression. There you go. Okay. But okay, so notice how many of these are tracking problems before they become relationship problems. Right? Chore and tone seem to be the biggest ones. Tone comes off as indifferent most of the time. It's interpreted as not caring. I think that mine can be interpreted as such, though she has never really said it. But again, this is in my mind, that if I am just delivering something as factual, I think, then it can come off as not giving a shit, right? So let's talk about capacity versus motivation. So the core concept, right? This is basically the heart of the stream today. When evaluating conflict, we have to separate capacity from motivation. So capacity means, can the brain do the thing in the moment? Motivation means, does the person care enough to try? Those are not the same question, okay? So for example, we'll use the chore as an example. So you forget the chore. What is it interpreted as? I don't care. I was overloaded. The system relied on verbal memory. There was no external cue to do the chore, which is a problem for me. I transitioned task and the request vanished, right? You went from doing one thing to another and completely forgot about it. I avoided it because I felt shame. And I need a better system, maybe. As the bot says, how's the laundry coming? Fuck you, bot. Anyway. All of the above are very different problems, right? I don't care versus I was overloaded are completely different things, right? Oh, wait. Yeah, I just realized where I am, yeah. You know, going from one thing to another and completely forgetting what was asked of you is very different from completely avoiding it because you felt shame, right? So if you misdiagnose the problem, the solution is going to be wrong. Wow, that almost sounds like a lot of women growing up. Anyway, sorry. Did I mean to say that? Yeah, I kind of did. Now, let's be fair to the partners or the other person, the friend, the other side of this discussion, okay? If they are non-ADHD people, okay, or they're a partner who carries most of the household load, again, like I said, this is going to be very attacking on me. Forgetting tasks hurts them. A missed text, if you forget to reply, can hurt. Repeating yourself hurts, right? Having to become the family project manager hurts. Having an afternoon med alarm hurts, which reminds me. Afternoon meds, if you have them and you need them, take them. Okay? Having to be the family project manager, like I said, hurts. You're not wrong for being tired or whatever it happens to be. The ADHD explanation is not supposed to erase your experience, okay? But you have to look at it from the other side of things. It's almost like I'm telling you all about my problems here. I feel like this is more of a therapy session than anything. Tell me I'm not alone here and make me feel better. Son of a bitch. Well then. I guess this stream is going to end by hanging myself. You did this to yourself. Okay. So instead of a coaching stream, this became a self-therapy stream. Gotcha. All right. Cool. Wait, I missed it? Oh, son of a bitch. What I was going from the other perspective. That I'll be worried about that. I know you can read it. You meant can't. What was I doing? What I was saying that if they're the partner that carries more of the household load, forgetting a task hurts them. If you miss a text, you don't reply to them, it hurts. Having to repeat themselves hurts. Having to become the family project manager hurts. So, was I describing my wife? Yes, I was. I 100% was. So, and if you are the ADHD partner, or friend, or whatever, being treated like every failure is proof that you do not care also hurts. It creates shame, it creates defensiveness, it makes you want to avoid the conversation. The avoidance makes the partner feel even more abandoned. This is the loop. Complete meltdown over being the everything. The labor of women in hetero relationships? Yes. Now you're... Can I eat the loop? Yes. Unfortunately, Authenticata, you're stereotyping. I've been stuck in that loop before. I'm not saying you're statistically wrong. I'm saying that you're stereotyping. But... Hi, Sume. How you doing? But yeah, so this is the loop, right? So the goal is not to decide who the villain is. Procrastinating, there you go. The goal is not to decide who is the villain. The goal is to identify where the system breaks, okay? I want you to finish a sentence for me. From your perspective. When I forget something, people assume what? Yes, we're more being half the chaos. Yeah, that sounds about right. So finish this sentence. When I forget something, people assume I'm lazy. Lazy. 11 weeks left of uni. I already checked out. Brandon is making custom trade cards. More fun than school. Nice. That I don't care. Sume, where are you making the cards online on a website? Lazy, stupid, I failed, I'm a failure, no one likes me. Where are you making these cards? Sorry, it's something I would love to check out. Can you DM me a link on Discord, please? I'd love to check that out. It sounds like fun. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Okay, so we have a lot of lazy. Lazy, stupid, don't care. I'm a failure. I failed. No one likes me. That you're me. More or less. Okay. So that right there is why all of this matters, because a tracking failure gets interpreted as a love failure, as a caring failure. Okay. So, Authenticata is going to like this next part because we're going to go into gender expectations and social shame. Because I am going to validate what you said. So, the article that I am sourcing this from, which I forgot to give you guys the link. If anybody wants the link to this article, just DM me in Discord, I'll send it to you. Sorry about that. Normally I pin it up top. Anyway, the article goes into gendered expectations And yeah, we need to handle this carefully. ADHD obviously affects people of all genders, but the punishment for ADHD traits can look different depending on the social role that you are expected to perform, according to this article. Okay? So, women with ADHD, AFABs. Women with ADHD, and know that when I say women, remember I'm covering AFABs, female presenting, etc. Okay? So, asterisk. Women with ADHD are often expected to manage invisible labor flawlessly. Schedules, appointments, birthdays, school forms, meal planning, emotional temperature of the house, everyone's socks somehow. When working memory drops something, the response is often not just frustration. It becomes shame. It becomes bad mom, bad wife, disorganized, selfish, lazy, not trying hard enough. Am I hitting the nail on the head here? Sorry, I'll wait for the fuck you replies. Actually, no, I won't. Men with ADHD can get hit through a different expectation. That can be consistency, reliability, follow through, emotional steadiness. Can you push the sound button for me?
Get fucked.
Emotional steadiness. If their functioning fluctuates, it can get branded as irresponsibility or immaturity. And sometimes, to be fair, it can produce irresponsible outcomes. But again, if the system depends on perfect internal consistency from a brain that does not produce perfect internal consistency, then that's a design flaw. I get all the invisible stuff because visible stuff falls through. I'm not doing anything. Fair enough. Now, this article actually does cover non-binary, queer, and those type of neurodivergence. So, for this is what the study has found. Again, this is kind of generalized. It is not 100%. Sometimes people at schools where Panda works, not the current one, asked her if she can trust me at home with the kids all day while she works. Yeah. Right? These are a thing. So as for the non-binary, queer, trans, or otherwise marginalized neurodivergent people, there can be extra layers. You may already be masking. You may already be managing other people's assumptions. You may already be translating yourself constantly. So relationship conflicts can become basically another place where you are expected to perform normalcy under pressure, right? Which, frankly, is a garbage situation that nobody fucking signed up for. Rotoads! How you doing, buddy? It's a first-time chatter. Bullshit. So, my question to you. Sorry, I'm trying to put this in human words. Apparently, I wrote this badly. Okay, so if you feel like you perform the competence in the relationship, even when you are internally overloaded, give me a 1. If household management is where this shows up the most, give me a 2. On my tablet, so technically a new account, but shame person. That is fair. No, what that means is the bot has not recognized you in the chat before. So it's because you're using your other account, I think. You have 2 accounts, don't you? What was I asking? I'm talking about in a relationship. And now this could be in a romantic relationship or a friendship, a partnership, whatever have you, okay? If you feel like you are the one that is basically performing all of the competency in the relationship, even when you're overloaded, then I wanted a 1 in chat. So essentially, I'm asking, I guess, do the women feel like this? Because stereotypically, right, the women are the ones who do all of the organizing and work and whatnot. Now, again, not necessarily true, but for the most part, it does seem to be. I'm always the one. You are Neo. Neo Chris. Ask your way. Fuck off. How about that? Hey man, I did enough personal attacking here. Thank you very much. When I was writing this. All right, so that would be exactly what she says. Yes, it would. So what might be driving all of this? Okay, we're gonna break the mechanism into 3 parts. Okay, they're not the only factors, but they are useful buckets to basically put everything in. Working memory limits under stress, sluggish social processing, or broken tracking loops. Let's see, this text on a train. Like, why can't I have an adult? You're adult sometimes. Uh-huh. No, my wife always says that she has 2 children at home. So, item 1, working memory limits under stress, okay? No, my wife does most of the day-to-day operations. I do as much as I can. I try to do stuff that'll make it easier. That's Chris Asker. Yeah, Chris is the self-proclaimed adult here, adult. I know we already covered it earlier, but this is the practical version, essentially. When she isn't around. I will not comment further on that. So if your partner brings 5 emotional points at once, your brain can maybe hold 2 of them if you're lucky, right? It doesn't mean that the other 3 don't matter. It means that they need to be externalized. They need to be written down, slowed down, separated. They need to be gotten back to after you have regulated yourself, right? So instead of, you never helped with the kitchen and you forgot the appointment and you were dismissive yesterday and I'm tired of asking, right? A better thing would be, I have 3 things I want to talk about. Kitchen appointment and tone yesterday. Could we do one at a time? Right? That one sentence can save the entire conversation. Like dad went out for milk and cigarettes. Although your adult is busy being an adult. In his defense, I was the only adult in the house managing my daughter and before he moved in, so I just added him into all of it. I mean, that's fair. You had your own situation and then you melded somebody else into it. Yeah. Summer break for a week. So yeah, that is one tip. Okay. Again, that is, instead of jamming 5 things all into a conversation, hit things one at a time. Write them down. Separate them. Slow it down. Okay. Item number 2, sluggish social processing. I'm off work for the day due to too many hours. My wife is so used to being under working, she lost it at a fit because she does not like change. I hate the same thing too, right? In my mind, my wife comes home at a certain time. If she has a class or a client or whatever afterwards, yeah, I don't like that either. Nice. Good job. Way to go, Nadia. All right, so social cognition means reading emotional information in real time. Facial cues, tone, pacing, pauses, implications, subtext, okay? ADHD can affect how quickly that information gets processed. Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah, nor I. Okay? Some people are running a few seconds behind in the conversation. Not because they're dumb, but because their processing pipeline is already busy. Another problem that is unrelated to this, have been having is that, thank you MS, my brain fog has been slowing my cognition. My wife fucking hates it. So the processing time that I require to answer something or to keep up, yeah, I just need more RAM installed. Yeah. Unfortunately, my RAM is overloaded and I have got every browser open with 100 tabs in it, is essentially where I'm at. So my cognitive processing time now is slowed even further. Unrelated. So, for example, I'm still running DDR1. It's basically your actual PC. It's my old one anyway. So your partner's facial expression changes. You notice it late, but by the time you realize that they are hurt in this conversation, you've already said the next sentence. You are now responding to their reaction to your reaction, right? At that, it's like emotional fucking spaghetti at that point. It is all over the place. What is a useful tool to help with that? I need a second to process what your face just told me, is one. Why did I write that one down specifically? Because that is one that I have actually used. I need a minute to process what your face just told me. It sounds terribly awkward. But awkward is better than accidentally setting off emotional arson, essentially. Can I get through this one quick? Yeah, I can get through this one before. Okay, so the last one is the broken tracking loops. So this is the one-word hijack, where you lock onto the phrase that stung, you lose the point, where you argue against the phrase instead of actually responding to the wound in the situation, okay? What is a tool that you can use for that? Something that I need to use. Use a reset question. I am stuck on this one phrase. Before I respond, what is the main thing you need me to understand? Essentially, right? The polite way of saying get to the fucking point, basically, without saying it like that, okay? What is the main thing that you need me to understand? That question is magic, because it tells your partner or your friend, I'm not ignoring you, I'm overloaded, I'm trying to return the point, without you grabbing onto that one phrase, the one thing that your brain is going to latch onto, okay? So out of those three things that we just talked about, the sluggish social processing, the working memory limits under stress, or the broken tracking loop, which one is the biggest thing for you? Okay, number one was the working memory limits. Number two is the sluggish social processing. Number three is the broken tracking loop. Yes, you can say one more than one. My biggest ones are probably 2 and 3. Though one does have an effect. 2. No idea. No, you're not. Stop it. You find 2? I more so say 2 nowadays because the MS, right? That one really adds on to it for me. Not saying the other 2 are not a problem, but definitely that the I think 1 and 2 kind of join together that way, right? Because I have difficulty with my working memory becomes bogged down easier which kind of contributes to the sluggish social processing. Yeah, 2 or 3. I think it depends on the yeah, that's fair. It can depend on the conversation. All right, we are going to take another self-care break because Twitch is greedy and needs their money, essentially. So that's what we will do. Grab yourself a water. I'm going to refill my coffee. Hit the bathroom. Bathroom. I said bathroom. B-A-F room. If you need to. Have yourself a snack, a stretch, blah, blah, blah. You know the routine. We'll be back in just a moment. And, good, I have to pee. Perfect. We are going to go into more of my coaching translation, essentially. Which means stop fighting like neurotypicals. Basically, is what I'm going to say. So,
After these messages,
yep.
We'll be right back.
Grab yourself a snack. Turning on the music helps. Oakley dokley. Got myself my coffee and had myself a little trip to the bathroom. Feeling better. I remembered to turn the music on. Yay! Because I thought of I had Dan's voice run through my head. Actually, it was more like a picture of Dan's face pouting because there was no music, which reminded me to turn the music on. Because somehow it keeps getting shut. Anyway, we're not gonna go there. Fucking OBS is all I gotta say. Fucking OBS, I tell you. All right. Hydration reminder, if you do have yourself a drink, take yourself a sip. Nom nom nom. All right, before I get into the next part here, I'm just gonna do a little shameless shit. Again, you know I'm an author. Next book is coming out on the 20th. Exclamation book if you want to pre-order it or whatnot. It's just a short story. I had Streamlabs. It's just a short story. If you're a patron or a member on YouTube, you will get a free copy of it, a free ebook copy of it. It'll be on Patreon for you. Why? Because I love you. Because you guys put up with my silly ass. And the Substack, yes, thank you very much. Today's article was about social media and self-diagnosis. Hi, Siege, how's it going? And today's video was about RSD. Thank you, Nadia, for that. What do we got there? So we talked about the book. We talked about the Substack. In other news, that link didn't work. Which one? The book link? Oh yes, thank you for that one as well. Yeah, our phone and internet are being threatened to be cut off. Why? Because real life and overloaded fucking expenses in Alberta. Anyway. So, again, hey, if you can, I love you. If you can't, I love you. That's all I'm saying. They both appeared at the same time? Oh. Gotcha. Anyway, that's enough of my shameless shit, because I hate doing it. Anyway, let's get back on topic. Oh, one more thing. Speaking of the Substack, I am actually considering removing the paywall from the articles going forward. I'm thinking about it. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Not that, not that I feel like I'm shortchanging you guys, but you know how much I love giving you all of the information, so. Didn't think that worked. Oh, yeah, the link for the Posy Tacos. It's still there. It is still there. All right, moving forward. Here's the next part of the conversation. Stop fighting like neurotypicals. So here's the coaching translation of this. Long, sprawling, midnight kitchen arguments are poison for an ADHD nervous system. You will lose the thread, you will get defensive, you will say something stupid that you're going to regret, and then the next day, you'll be apologizing for the stupid thing instead of resolving the original problem. Ask me how I know. Go ahead, ask me how I know. Actually, don't, because I want to keep this stream short-ish, shorter than it could be. So don't ask me. How do you know? Because my wife and I are going through couples therapy. You're a back phone call. Very good. So standard, we're gonna default this one to relationships, like romantic relationships for a bit here, okay? Standard relationship advice problem. A lot of relationship advice assumes that both people can stay emotionally regulated, track the whole conversation, remember what was said 10 minutes ago, interpret tone accurately, respond with emotional precision, and stay on fucking topic. Which is great if my brain could do that. Right? So for those of us with the lovely ADHD brains, basically what I just described is a fan fiction. Good luck. Right? You read an article in some fucking magazine that assumes that you can stay emotionally regulated, track the entire conversation, remember what was said previously, interpret their tone right, respond to something with emotional precision, and stay on topic. No. Unfortunately, communication has to become a shared administrative task between you guys, which sounds so unromantic. But you know what else is really unromantic? Having the same fight 400 times because nobody wanted to use the calendar. Nobody wanted to write these things down. So, what can we do about it? Externalize the load. Write things down. Slow the pace. Right? Use timers if you need to take a break. Kind of thing. Move these logistics that you're holding on to out of your memory. Treat emotional conflict like something that needs accessibility support. Because it does, in this case. So, those are some thoughts that I have about that. Does anybody need me to repeat those? And you know what? I forget to write things down too, quite often. You want me to repeat those? Okay, so these are ways that you can help with the discussion. Externalize the load that you're carrying by writing things down. Slow down the pace. If you need to step away, use timers if you need to, right? Use those reset phrases that I said earlier. One of which would be basically the get to the point, right? What the hell was it? Explain to me exactly what you need me to understand, essentially is what it is, right? So move all of this load that you're carrying out of your memory. Write things down. Slow the conversation, right? So that way you're not clinging on to the wrong things going forward. So, getting practical, these are not just cute little tips, right? But they are relationship accessibility tools. So you can use them before the fight becomes basically a fucking 5-alarm meerkat fire. One of the tips that I'd found in here, which surprised me, and you may have been a little thrown off when I said it there, was using a timer. So one of the tips that I actually came across was using a 10-minute timer, right? You set a 10-minute timer during these difficult conversations. When it rings, you pause. Not because the conversation is over, because cognitive load needs a reset. So, how can you say it? You could try saying, I want to keep talking about this, but I need a reset so I don't lose the thread. I don't lose the point. Can we pause for 5 minutes and come back to the same point? Write it down if you have to. I am overloaded. I'm not leaving. I'm just overloaded. These are things that you can say using this 10-minute timer to try and avoid the conflict. The pause has to include a return time. In the last 10 minutes, I'm a premature overload. So you set it for another 5 minutes. Gonna write the phrases in the chat. Which ones? The ones I just said? Hang on. Okay. I have to... Okay. Those. Yeah, they're all kind of smushed together. So again, I want to keep talking about this, but I need to reset so I don't lose the thread, lose the point, however you want to put it. Can we pause for 5 minutes and come back to the same point? And I am overloaded, not leaving. Hi, Lenny. Stuff like that. Okay, so again, wonderful tip that I found. Something that I'm going to try and implement a lot more, hence why I wrote it down. So again, your pause has to include a return time. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it needs to be. Otherwise, it feels like abandonment. You don't want to do that, right? What's a get to the point one? What did I write down here earlier? There you go. What is the main thing you need me to understand? I was going to type it, but then I was afraid I was going to fuck up the wording. Just tell the person to get to the fucking point. That should work. Oh yeah, that'll be fantastic. That will absolutely work. Right, but when you... Going back to setting your 10-minute timer and then taking your break, okay? Don't just say, I need space, and then vanish, right? Like gas, yeah. No, just say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm coming back at stated time, right? And keep a notepad nearby, right? You can put a notepad on the kitchen counter, a piece of paper, whatever, because Jason's always drawing at the kitchen table. We've always got paper available. And write keywords only, not a fucking, this isn't a court transcript. Keywords, right? Point at things that your brain grabbed onto, kind of thing. Write those down, put them aside, okay? Write down, but highlight the point. Highlight the actual point that is trying to get put across, okay? So, example, appointment, text, tone, kitchen, felt alone, need plan, things like this, okay? You can write down just keywords. It gives your working memory an external backup, right? And it also shows that you're taking it seriously enough to track it. Don't weaponize the notepad. Okay, it's not for writing down evidence like a fucking tiny angry little lawyer, okay? It's for tracking the conversation. So don't misinterpret what I'm saying. Don't weaponize the thing and write down all the things that are pissing you off. Write down the actual points of the conversation. Now, this one here I found very interesting. Establishing a neutral safe word. And God, did I chuckle when I read that. That's right. I'm suggesting you get a safe word. Mine's pineapple. Anyway. Basically, this neutral safe word or whatever is saying that my brain is overloaded. Yes, I care. I need a short reset. I will come back. right? The article itself compares it to a computer and says RAM clear, which, I mean, if you want to use that as your safe word in a different context, then perfect. You can do that. I love it because it's nerdy and emotionally useful, but I don't know how helpful that will be in the moment. Hi, Crazy Fish Lady. But you could say things like buffering. You could use phrases like system overload, right? Pineapple, like I said. Thread lost, point lost, right? Pause and return, whatever. Something that both of you know you need to use to take that break. How's it going? It's going well. Now, that said, the phrase cannot become a weapon itself. Don't use it to dodge accountability. You use it to preserve safe. Why, yes. I don't think that will necessarily work. I mean, it might. I'm not your real dad. But you can definitely use it to preserve the conversation. But don't use it as a weapon. Okay? I know, right? I know. So, here is something that I do that I learned from, that actually Shoost had suggested to me way back, 3 or 4 years ago kind of thing. And I ended up doing it. It loved you the last stream anyway, didn't it? But move your chores and scheduling into a shared system. Verbal requests basically are where tasks go to die, right? It's the same thing as me bookmarking or, you know, putting something on my watch later list on YouTube, right? They're gone. If I mention bread, yep. Loves anybody who mentions bread. But especially if this request they made happens while the ADHD person is cooking, gaming, driving, working, parenting, masking, pretending to listen while the bees are fucking buzzing, whatever. Use a shared digital calendar, which is what my wife and I do. We have a shared Google Calendar that we use together. I love bread. So we do that to use it as reminders, recurring tasks, checklists, stuff like that. We also do it so that we don't schedule over top of each other, right? So my wife has an appointment or a class going on she used to do one every Tuesday at like between 6 and 8 kind of thing, right? So that would be on the calendar, not only so that I don't schedule something over it, but also so that I remember it's happening, right? Because like I said earlier, I hate change. I hate when, you know, she's not home at 6:15, kind of like it breaks my routine, and I hate that. So if I see that she has a class, I can kind of accept it a little easier, right? So that way I'm not trying to cook for everybody at 6:15, 6:30 if I know that she has a class between 6 and 8. She's not going to be home until 8:30, 9 o'clock, right? So I'm not going to necessarily worry about it. I'm just going to make the food, feed the kid and she'll worry about hers when she gets home, right? Because otherwise I'm trying to cook, I'm trying to plan it out for everybody who's going to be there. So having that calendar, though, something that you can see helps out immensely, right? You use whatever system basically both people can actually access, right? We also have, well, it accesses the Google Calendar actually. We've got one of those skylight calendars as well, which helps immensely, right? So if that is something that will help you guys out, use it. Absolutely use it. It, shared calendar saves my life. Yes. It absolutely does. Right? If the conversation or the topic or the argument or whatever, if it matters, it shouldn't just live in your memory, right? Your memory's not a filing cabinet. If it was a shitty one. ADHD brain's memory is sometimes like, I don't know, like a squirrel holding receipts in a fucking wind tunnel, basically. So yeah, don't use your brain as a filing cabinet, especially when it's not going to remember things. You know it's not going, you know you're not going to remember the thing. You know goddamn well you're not going to remember the thing. So saying, yeah, I'll remember, bullshit. It's 100% bullshit, and you know it. Write it down. Put it in your shared calendar. Then that way, everybody's got access to it. This one here, I thought it was a little intense for me anyway, but I wanted to share it because, I mean, it might work for some of you guys. Write complex emotional complaints before discussing them. Okay, so it sounds weird, but it can be huge. Okay, so if the issue is emotionally complex, just write a short version before talking. Right? Not a fucking novel, not a manifesto, not a 4,000 word fucking prosecution document with screenshots and video. Right? You don't need that. A brief text. Even use your keywords, right? Write down something like, I want to talk about yesterday, main issue, when the appointment was forgotten, I felt alone and unsupported, I don't want to fight, I want a better system. Something simple, right? Or even just, appointment forgotten, felt alone, unsupported, better system. Something like that. Write down something. Yeah, writing a novel. No, writing a novel is my thing lately. Yeah, it seems to be. Once again, exclamation book. My next book is coming out on June 20th. Just a short story, but I like it. I hope you like it too. Anyway, thanks, man. So, why this, according to what I found, why it works, is it reduces processing speed traps. Picking up groceries. All right, CH, take care, Bren. It gives your ADHD brain a preview. Aw, thanks. It's true, Nadia was one of my beta readers. But yeah, it reduces the processing, the speed traps that you're going to run into. It gives your ADHD brain a preview. It lowers the surprise, which can throw you right off track. It keeps the conversation anchored on topic. They're fish. I was at a train crossing waiting for a train to take videos. A lady actually stopped to make sure I was okay. I was confused at first because I was like, I like trains. She was so... losing her attention. Thank her for stopping, because they definitely would have saved someone's life if they were in that frame of mind. Maybe. That's cool, though, that somebody cared enough to stop. I'm around at 2 a.m. It's true. It is true. Okay, so what else did I find in this research? Well, it's basically, I call it partner agreements. It's basically what both people need to own, okay? If you are the ADHD partner, or one of, your job is not to say, this is just how my brain works, deal with it. You know that's bullshit. No, your job is to learn your overload signs, use the tools early, return after the pauses when you take them, if you take them, write things down, build your external systems, repair when harm happens, and do not use your ADHD as a trapdoor out of accountability. Having ADHD is an explanation, but it's not an excuse. Okay? If you have a partner who is not ADHD, okay, their job is not to become your parent, your manager, your parole officer, or anything like that. However, they can name the pattern. If they see it, they can ask for systems to help you. What is going to help, right? Not mind reading. To separate forgetting from not caring when the evidence supports that. So if you're actually trying to stay in this, but look like you're not caring, that's not the case. Still hold boundaries. Do not interpret every drop task as a love referendum. Hello! Mindy M, hello. Welcome aboard the squirrel train. ADHD is an excuse, not an explanation. No, that is backwards. But good try. And also, do not save all of their grievances for one giant emotional invoice to drop on your lap and beat the hell out of you with. Okay? Between the two of you, be they ADHD or not, haha. Take that, bitch. The shared responsibility between both people need to agree that the goal is not victory. The question is not who is the problem. The better question is where does our current system fail and what support belongs there. I did see it coming. Are we all following along? Am I making sense? I hope I am. Aw, did it not work? I don't know why the fuck it... Here, crazy fish lady, just for you.
Hello, and thank you for calling ADHD Incorporated. All our operators are currently busy. Your call is very important to us. Please hold the line and the first available representative will be happy to help you.
I don't know why that didn't work. I'm gonna have to double check that one. But I gave it to you anyway. So thanks for that. Okay, so out of all of those things that I just described, what do you think would help your situation, your relationship, your friendship, whatever? Which one of those do you think would help the most? A timer, a notepad, a safe word, having a shared calendar, having doing a written preview, or all of the above? Which one do you think would help you the most? For me, I can say that having a shared calendar is amazing. It is wonderful. I love it. I check the calendar every day because I have got so many appointments upcoming. I don't remember what day they are all on. You think safe word would help you? Probably all of them. Yeah. I am going to be implementing the timer and notepad. Maybe the safe word, but definitely the timer and the notepad. But yeah, the shared calendar is amazing because, like I was saying, I've got so many appointments, like doctor appointments and MRIs and fucking blood work and all of that stuff, that I need that calendar, right? I tell people that I live on the phone that way, right? For example, my last doctor appointment I had last week, when she scheduled me in for the next appointment, right? She's like, "Do you need a card?" Nope. Giving that to me is wasting paper because I have it in my phone, which adds to the Google Calendar. Right? I do write a lot of things down. There you go. Shared calendar when everything actually make it into it. Yeah, it is the first thing I do. Because I know otherwise I am not going to remember. Right? So that's why when I get up, it's one of the first things that I do. Is I will check the calendar and make sure that I don't have any appointments that day, or if I do, right, then I make sure that I have the car for it, because we only have one vehicle between the two of us, which means I'm driving the wife to work and then go to my appointment, right? So yeah, shared calendar, again, lifesaver. A written preview would be nice, but that's emotional homework. I wouldn't impose on anyone. There you go, right? So if it doesn't work for you, then don't do it. Almost done. Sorry, I'm just skipping over something that I... No, we're not going to do that. All right. Checking the time. Yeah, we'll hit this piece here. Okay, so I wrote down some common mistakes. One of them is mistake number 1, using ADHD as a full excuse. It explains the failure point. It does not erase the impact. If you forgot something important, the other person is still allowed to feel hurt. But the repair is not, oh, I got ADHD, right? The repair is something like, you know, admitting that they are right, that it affected them. But here is the system I am putting in place so it doesn't just rely on our memory kind of thing. Again, the calendar, great example. Writing things down, great example, right? So using ADHD as an excuse, out the window. No, it is an explanation, not an excuse. I found in some examples that expecting love to fix the executive function would help, or that rather was something that came up, which I laughed at and I had to write down. Love does not create working memory. It does not install a shared calendar. It doesn't magically make a dysregulated brain keep track of 9 different emotional points. Like, don't get me wrong, the love in the relationship, my wife will do that. The love in the relationship matters, but it still needs tools, right? A relationship without tools is just two people like raw dogging logistics and saying that's romance, right? No, that's not how it works. Right? The love aspect is important, but it doesn't fix everything. Mistake number 3, saving everything for the one big talk. Don't save every grievance for one massive emotional fucking war, right? It overloads the ADHD. It overwhelms the relationship. So having things like much smaller, much sooner, structured check-ins, those work better than just dogpiling an entire emotional fucking inventory on somebody and expecting that that is going to be taken care of in one discussion. Odds are, I mean, it might. Odds are it probably won't, because you are overloaded to high hell. But bottling it up makes it better. That's right, yeah. Yeah. Not confronting. Yeah. Okay, so another example that I found from the people that were in this study that were using the pauses, the 10-minute time, 15 minutes of whatever it is, right? Using the pause as an avoidance. So the pause, if you want to use something like that, it's healthy if it has a reason, right? And a return time. and the commitment to continue the discussion, right? So if you're overloaded, you need to pause, but you need to say, I will be back, and make that commitment to continue the discussion. The pause is just avoidance if it's got no return, no repair of the situation, no next step that you're taking, and a suspicious amount of suddenly needing to reorganize the garage or the kitchen, or you just decide out of nowhere that all of the recycling needs to be boxed up. No, don't do that. Mistake number 5 that was found: confusing somebody's consistency with the amount that they care. Okay, this one is huge. This one affects so many people in so many relationships. That if you are not consistent, or that if you forget something, that you don't care. Okay? Some people care deeply, but function inconsistently. Sorry? That inconsistency still has consequences, unfortunately. But if you are interpreting somebody's inconsistency as proof that they don't care, you will miss the actual fix of the situation, right? The fix is... the fix is often not more guilt. Don't dogpile more guilt, right? Sorry, I'm trying to put what I want to say into words. The point is that if you're inconsistent, and that I'm using that as a blanket term, you forget, you whatever, right? You didn't do the task, you forgot to do the dishes, you forgot to write the appointment down. The point that if you forgot, it does not mean that you don't care. That needs to be something that is highlighted in bold, in fucking Comic Sans font to help them read it better at 72 point, right? It's got to be a massive, massive understanding that just because you did not do the thing does not mean that you don't care. All right? Are we following along? Does everybody understand the points that we have made today? And for those of you that didn't get it, once again, the VOD is available, will be available on YouTube. It'll still be up on Twitch for 2 weeks until they delete it. Are we good? How are we feeling? I guess I should do the check-in with you guys, because that's pretty much all of the points that I had written down. How are we feeling? Are you guys doing okay? How are you feeling about your situation? How much do you hate me right now? Meh? How did you like the callouts today? Whoopsie! Oh! You caught me looking at the other screen, you little shit. Yeah, points for that one. Can't hurt my feelings. I held a flashlight from my dad. It could be a bad cycle because someone's forgetting something important. Can set off set off the other's RSD, but then ringing it up to that person and kids sets off their RSD. Yep. Which is one of, like I said, one of the big things that affects all of this is the fact that you may or may not grab onto talk text failed. That's all right. I got the point. But the main point again being that if you, in this discussion, you grab onto the wrong thing, right? You grab the thing that hurts you the most, which may not be the point. Your RSD goes on a field day, right? It can and will happen if you don't have better. Well, it'll still happen even if you've got these tools set up to help you. So it sounds like for damage level, we started out low. We got real high and then we brought it back down again. Is that what we did today? Does that feel like how the call-outs went today? Because that's kind of what I aimed for, I'm not gonna lie. You know how much I love my call-outs. I was already damaged. Most of us are. Roller coaster of callouts. Then you know what? Job complete. Satisfaction. Satisfaction, baby. It's good, not too bad. Most of today was just scratching at old wounds. Since I haven't been in a relationship in 6-7 years. And again, too, like I said, this can apply to friendships, a lot of this, right? Because there are many of us that have really close friends. Maybe not many, right? I've got 3 that I can count for sure that are like that, where something like this would help, right? If it does come to that. That's why the roller coaster, and now I want my souvenir photo. You want a souvenir photo? I'll give you a fucking souvenir photo. I'll actually do it, too. Linny wants her souvenir photo, huh? Wrong button. My friend group is all avoiders. My RSD has been terrible today. I kind of want to apologize to you for that. Right, ready, Linny?
I just wanted to be a real squirrel.
As a neurodivergent, one of the biggest struggles I face is emotional regulation. As such, I declare that today's emotional state is...
I could do that. Total sarcasm, but I'm not about to stop it. I told you I was going to send you your souvenir photo. As a neurodivergent, one of the biggest struggles that I face is emotional regulation. As such, I declare that today is a giant roller coaster of fuckery that we have all taken, not just you. This was written pretty much for me. So imagine how I'm feeling right now. But it's good to know that we're, you know, the auto damage was not just the clip button didn't work for me. Try exclamation clip, it goes back a minute. Here for you, bud. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, as was pointed out earlier, I kind of... I am the personification of the "this is fine" meme. I even have the coffee cup to go with it, while my entire fucking house and life is burning down. This is fine. Everything's fine. It'll be fine. I promise. Thanks, Chaos. That's perfect. Totally perfect. All right, well, there is no better time for a self-care break than after all of this fuckery. Thank you, Buttercup. I'll get it later. You just gotta tell me the time in the VOD, I'll grab it. Anyway, holy shit. Time for that self-care break again. Grab yourself some water, a snack, go have yourself a pee if you need to. Pet the dog, check your dishes.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Oh yeah.
At ADHD Incorporated, productivity means never facing failure again. Introducing Task Zapper, the first AI tool that deletes unfinished tasks from your calendar and your conscience.
God damn it. Task Zapper. Finish my taxes.
Task irrecoverably deleted. You are now free.
Powered by our patented avoidance engine, Task Zapper identifies everything you were avoiding and removes it from existence.
Before Task Zapper, I felt guilty about dishes. Now they've been digitally vaporized. I love it. I fucking hate dishes.
Each deletion triggers a dopamine burst, followed by gentle confusion about why you suddenly have time for a nap. Warning, Task Zapper may erase responsibilities, bank reminders, birthday notifications, knowledge of your family's existence, or people who ask about deadlines. Task Zapper, because denial isn't failure, it's freedom. ADHD Incorporated. Innovation through omission.
From ADHD Interactive comes the ultimate test of attention. Focus Royale! Drop in, gear up, try to complete one task before 99 other players distract you.
Wait, what are we doing?
Looting. Or laundry?
I don't know, but can you please shut that fucking cat up?
Shut up, muffins!
Featuring real-time distractions, phone notifications, snack urges, and the crushing weight of responsibility. Power up your dopamine meter. Unlock rare loot like accidental productivity and cleaned one spoon.
Did I win?
No, you just opened Spotify again.
Son of a bitch. Ooh, but I love this song.
Linda, your shitty music gave me a debuff.
Oh, sorry. Do a focus roll.
Focus Royale. Because attention is a battlefield. Rated R for relatable. Wishlist now. ADHD Incorporated. Gaming the system since we built it.
Did you light your dorm on fire trying to ignite farts?
Did your neighbor trim their grass and your toes?
Getting a divorce because you fucked around and they found out?
I'm JP Schuster.
And I'm CB Mooster.
And we're here to fight for you.
Automotive accidents.
Medical malpractice.
Workplace injury.
Accidental amputation.
Call Schuster and Mooster at 1-800-DUMP-STAR.
How did our phone number end up like this?
I don't know, I just work here. Schuster and Mooster.
Attorneys at law.
My dad worked at a bakery.
We'll go to great heights for you.
Unless you're Cass, then it's regular height.
By hiring Schuster & Mooster LLC, you acknowledge that no one should act or refrain from acting based solely upon the legal advice provided by Schuster & Mooster LLC, without first seeking much better qualified legal and or professional advice.
Welcome to another episode of Nobody Asked, the segment where we give you information that nobody asked for.
A dentist invented the electric chair. Great, because I needed another reason to fear dentists.
This has been Nobody Asked.
Hey kids, are you tired of your lame old video games?
Not really.
Is the Switch just not scratching the itch like it used to?
I mean, hyperfocus is a thing.
Is your PlayStation more of a lame station?
Dude, that was a shitty joke. Mom, Susie is using the devil words again.
Maybe it's time to try something brand new. From ADHD Incorporated Kids, it's the game of ADHD Life.
Ray, another stupid board game.
In the game of ADHD Life, you get a glimpse of life with ADHD, without the side effects of medication. Fun to play with the whole family.
Do we have to?
Why are there so many pieces missing?
I didn't get my school accommodations. Now I need to drop out? That's bullshit.
What the hell? My husband left me for a younger woman because I forgot our anniversary?
So, do we just go in a circle forever and never win?
This is fucking stupid. Take this game back.
The game of ADHD Life from ADHD Incorporated Kids. Also coming soon, snakes and Adderall.
Wait a minute. So you get to roll twice for 4 hours. Then you go all the way back to the beginning and start over?
Who comes up with this shit?
Susie?
All right. And yes, I will check the Discord DMs after. Unless it's like super important. All right. Hopefully you guys got some water, got a snack, had a stretch, did what you needed to do. I know I did. Just stretch my ass out after sitting in here for a couple hours. Semi goes well with the discussion. All right, I will take a look. What have we got? I can't even read that. Oh, the paper tantrum. You know what? You're right, actually. You know what? I don't have a browser one set up here. All right, hang on. We're going to do this way. I will share this with you guys. This is going to go over my face. Because I'm a dumbass and didn't set this up when I was rebuilding. Bam. Right over my face. Okay, so I'm just gonna move this over a little bit. Whoop. Okay, so this is what Nadia just shared with me, which does kind of pertain. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit for you guys. So yeah, this actually kind of pertains to what we were talking about a little bit. It's just a little slip like this, right? Right now I'm feeling a bit cranky, stabby, judgy. I'm feeling pooped, frustrated, overwhelmed, anxious, misunderstood, or enter your own. This may be due to headache, tummy ache, hunger, thirst, hormones, poor sleep, work, love, or insert your own. Oh yeah, and, right? Add your own thing there. I would appreciate it if you could stroke my hair, just listen, feed me, get me a bottle, go away, or insert your own. And I love the fact that they added, thank you for your attention to this matter. I think that's actually kind of fantastic. I really do. So thank you, Nadia. That really did pertain to what we were talking about. I think I am going to either find something like that or make something like that, because I think that is fantastic. That is something that I could actually use in my house. So again, thank you, Nadia. I appreciate that. That's kind of funny. You can actually buy it. Fuck that. Why spend money on it when I can make my own? Right? I'm kind of a cheap prick that way. But no, I think that's great. I think any kind of a variation of that even, I think could be helpful in any home, honestly. I think that is something really great. And that falls under the write it down. You know? Even if it's something as simple as that, it can really help. So, again, because like I said, that pretty much sums up all of the stuff that I wanted to hit. Anybody have any contribution they want to make? Do you guys have any questions that we can share? Make a dry erase for multiple uses. You can do that too. Yep. Sometimes you may not know how or what to say. Yeah. Right? You're having a move. That happens, right? You don't know why, right? Check it all off, right? No, I'm seriously gonna make one of them. I'm gonna make something like that, and I'm gonna print a few off. I think it'd be fantastic around here, honestly. But again, that's my situation, right? Might help you guys out. You never know. But again, does anybody have anything they want to add to this? Any questions you guys have about what we talked about today? Any off-topic random shit you want to throw in there? Now's the time, baby. Let's do it. No, I really like that. I think that's great. I'm actually going to save that picture. Save image. Save it as paper tantrum. Yeah, I like that. So in other news, like I said, I've got my new short story is coming out on Amazon, on Kobo, on Kindle, on a shit ton of places, honestly. So yeah, if you want to grab yourself the ebook, you can pre-order it. Exclamation book will take you there. Or if you are a patron or YouTube member or Fourth Wall member, when I say patron, I mean all of the above, I will be throwing a free copy of the ebook in there for you guys. Because if you are going to support my silly ass, I'm going to give stuff back. I know that I haven't been ignoring the Patreon. I just have been very up and down. It's funny because Nadia actually has been keeping track of me. It's funny. On one hand, I'm like, son of a bitch. On the other, I appreciate it immensely. So there's that. But yeah, I have been kind of all over the place as of late. And again, there seem to be a lot of appointments with doctors and stuff that I have been having to go to. I know the end of the month is going to be a shit show because I've got an MRI, then an appointment with the neurologist, then another appointment with the neurologist as a follow-up to the MRI because they're going to be checking to see how many more lesions I have, right? Honestly, I have, in my head, I have got, last check was between 50 and 60 lesions in my brain alone, and I think about a half dozen on my spinal cord. So I think they want to do the MRI, the point of it is, like, I have to do it twice a year. The point is to basically do a count and see if there are more, see if they have expanded, stuff like that, because the sad, unfortunate part about MS is I am in secondary progressive, which is like advanced MS, because it took so long to actually diagnose it. So at this point, it's just going to get worse, right? I have kind of accepted that. After talking with my therapist, again, I need to rebook an appointment. After I had an appointment with her, it was really good for accepting, like, understanding that this is going to probably contribute to the end of me. And I have accepted that. And that's what a lot of the last therapist appointment was kind of like the acceptance that, all right, that shit's probably going to kill me in the end. We don't know how soon. We know very little about that. And at this point, I am more focused on my legacy and what I'm going to leave behind than anything. So I think that's why I have pushed so hard into the coaching on stream here, and why I'm trying to get so many of my ideas out, right? It's why I've written like 3 books in the last 6 months. And why I should probably turn my focus to releasing the next album kind of thing. I really put a fucking downer on... I'm sorry, I did not mean to put a downer on things here. I apologize for that. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to take a turn that way. I guess the positive out of it is that, like I said, I'm more focused on my legacy right now, and that's what I'm trying to... I know it's true and it's the facts, but I just... It's probably that I have accepted it probably a little bit better than some others, and it's not necessarily something that I talk about a lot, right? As I said earlier, you guys know I'm as transparent as possible with you guys. But yeah, it's just something. So I've deep dive and asked you questions about. Yeah, you have. It's true, you absolutely have. Yeah, if anybody has any questions for me about that, I'm happy to answer them, as much as I know anyway. Which isn't a huge amount, but I, like Nadia, obviously, I did a deep dive on it as soon as they diagnosed me with it, like 2 years ago now, I think. Something like that. Yeah, definitely do not be afraid to ask me questions about it. If you're not comfortable doing it here on stream, DM them to me. I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have about anything, to be honest. You guys know that. Going on 2.5 years now, because it was January of 2024, I think, if I remember right. Been doing a lot of reading about it as of late. Did I inspire that? It's funny how that happens, right? You know, a friend of yours tells you, you know, I've got whatever, and you kind of like do a deep dive on it to figure out as much as you can. Don't apologize for being you. Except for living with reality, you're not in control of how others process the info. It's not your job to take on their grief. You need to have self-compassion. Talking about it helps. That's great. No, that's I appreciate that. I just I know that it's kind of morbid a little bit, right? It can be a little bit triggering to talk about stuff like that. Between you and the friend I talk to you about. Yeah. No, I know that it's a little bit of a morbid thought, right? It's not something that I don't generally talk about it. You know what I mean? Not that I hide it or anything, right? I just don't talk about it much, kind of thing. Honestly. But yeah, like I said, at this point, like, all right, here we go. I'll be honest with you guys again. At this point, it has damn near taken away my ability to walk, right? When I went to the eye appointment, normally I would walk with a cane. This time I actually brought my walker with me. So here's me, not even 50 years old yet, rolling around with this fucking walker. Right, when my dad took me out to those appointments the other day, yeah, I brought the walker out with me, kind of thing. Mad's boring. Hello, I see you on YouTube. How are you doing? Sorry, I'm talking about MS right now, so it might be a little bit of a downer. I don't mean for it to be. I'm just being honest about my reality at this point. Mads is fine, thanks, Mads. All right. For knowing your limits and accommodating yourself, though. Yeah, at this point, I kind of have to, because even when I'm walking with a cane, I am one of my biggest fears is falling in public, honestly. And I have done it before, but that's one of my biggest fears, right? So I find that when I'm even walking with my cane, my steps are very intentional, right? You know what I mean? Like, I focus very intensely on the steps that I'm taking. right? So it's not like, you know, a standard walk, left, right, left, right. No, it's right, cane, left, right, cane, left, right? So it's like I'm walking with 3 legs. It's kind of weird to think about, but because my steps have to be so intentional. But yeah, one of my biggest fears, honestly, is falling in public, right? So when I was with my dad and I brought the walker with me, it helped a lot. I hate to admit it. I hate to admit it, but it really did help a lot. And I mean, I hate to admit it because I'm not even 50 years old and this is where I'm at, you know? It's just, it's disheartening to think about. You know what I mean? Develop here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
White fire claws the canopy.
It's the other big fear that I have is actually here at home or anywhere out in public, but primarily here at home. My other biggest fear is actually falling headfirst down the stairs. Like, that's a legit fear that I have, right? So I try to be insanely careful when I'm around the staircase. And I'm glad that anytime I go out, I've only got, 7 steps, I think? It's either 7 or 9, I don't remember. A life chair? A lift chair over the stairs? That did come up as a discussion. We don't own the place here, right? So that would be something I'd have to talk to the landlord about. But yeah, that did come up in a discussion. I should be using my cane way more than I do. Same issue. I'm only 35. I don't want to use it. Yeah. No, that's 100% valid. I get that. I totally get that. Like, even more so at 35, right? Here's me bitching about it when I was... when did I get my cane and start using it? How old was I? 46, 47? Something like that. And I thought the same thing, right? Here's me at 45, 46, whatever the hell it was, with a fucking cane, right? 23-ish. So yeah, I would have been 46. Yeah, that math works. Even Miriam with DCD, she has moments where she struggles to walk, falls, or something like. And I had to defend my child by saying she has a physical disability. She struggles with normal. But I get what you're saying. No, it's a fucking thing. Like, we actually have, or the time Shoes got one. Yeah, actually, him and I about the same time. And what's funny is I've actually had 2 canes for... I want to say since 2017, 2018. I actually got one at the Calgary Comic-Con. There was a vendor there. And I got it because it went with my steampunk outfit. That's why I initially got it. Right? Because it's... Do I actually have one in here? I do too. I've got one in here. Yeah, this one here. Ah, come here, you bastard.
Code hull on a dying star. Thrusters whisper.
Aha. This was the first cane that I had used, and the first one that I bought. Like, I bought it because it went well with my steampunk outfit.
In the sky,
right?
Open.
Oh yeah, you guys know I've got all these hats over here, right? So of course I was done up with one of the hats, and I've got some forearm wraps and some boot wraps, right? So with that, I had the look of, you know, like a fucking steampunk dude. And this, I bought this because it went with the outfit. Also because at the time, I was starting to struggle to walk. So my wife kind of pushed for the idea. Like, I was looking at it, I thought it was cool, right? And I'm like, oh, that'll totally go with my outfit. And she added the point that you're probably going to start to need one, right? And she was right. So that's when I actually started using a cane a little bit. So I started about a year later, is I started using that one when I went out. And then we realized, because it only has the 1 foot, that I was actually going to have to get one of the medical ones that has like the 4 feet to it. I hate the idea of being regular somewhere and not using a cane and then suddenly showing up with one and then having to answer questions. I get that. I totally understand that. Right? It's a shitty feeling. It really is. But it's a reality of the situation. But yeah, like I was saying, in the back of our car right now, we've got my wheelchair. Because if we go to any kind of an event out, if we go out for dinner kind of thing, if we go family shopping at fucking Walmart or something, I need the chair. Because otherwise I'm too slow, right? Because I can only go so fast. And my wife, if you've ever seen her, is all the hell over the place. So yeah, we need it, because keeping up with her is a task in and of itself. We were looking at getting me a power chair, right? One with a little motor and a little joystick, kind of like the one the Shoes has. And my insurance will cover it, but they will not cover it based on the layout of my house, right? Because it's not as accessible into the house, and I've got too many stairs. So until such time as I can, we either move or we make it accessible, they won't cover it until then. Can get a disability permit, so I'm thinking right here, because you do it, get one. I was very hesitant initially to get the handicap placard, right, for my car. Looks on me since I've used it too, yeah. But yeah, I was actually hesitant to get the placard, but I needed it, right? So I got it. And I think it cost me like... The fuck did it cost me? It was not much at all. I think it was like 25 bucks. And I'm covered until next year. And when did I get it? 2024, I think. Right? But I was initially hesitant to get it because I didn't want that stigma put on me, you know? The same as what Linny is describing, basically. I didn't want that stigma put on me. I didn't want to accept that, right? But I had to accept the fact that, yeah, I do fucking need this, right? So, in the same way that, going back to the topic we had today about accessibility items, using that notepad, using your shared calendar, right? If you need the tools, get the fucking tools. I say that as a stubborn asshole who did not want to get a wheelchair, who did not want to get a handicap placard. Got my placard last summer. I have it for either 6 or 8 years. I get all the looks out in public. I should use handicap lots. Yeah, I do right up in excuse me. I do right up until I get out of the car. And they see me struggle to move around the vehicle and either get my cane, get my walker, or get my chair. Right? I don't know if you guys remember that thing I had to take Jason to was it last Friday? I think so, yeah. At the high school. And I broke out the chair for it. Fucking permit is free here the last 3 years. There you go. I think mine was good for 3 or 4 years. I get looks too sometimes. I feel like I need to link more just to justify it. And that's sad, right? Because there are actually people that do abuse it. And now that stigma gets laid on those of us who do actually need it, right? So... And since I'm being incredibly honest with you guys here, not that that's a surprise, the last time I talked to my occupational therapist was not this week, but last week, I believe. Was it? It was recent, anyway. The topic came up of actually putting me into a care home because of, because my wife can't, like, my wife is my primary caregiver, as it were. if I fall, then getting me back up is going to be difficult, right? So because of something like that, and because of the fact that I've got, so I say so many, but in all honesty, it's either 7 or 9 steps on this one. Then it's 3 steps out the front door. 4 steps, I guess, maybe. Angie! Heidi ho there, friend. Can you get a homemade or a companion? I do have a home care worker that comes in twice a week, right? But, apparently I have the same number of sub-months as years of life. Go me. Hey! Look at the ones in Thailand, full service, not that full. Resort-like. Well, there is, the ones that I was looking at, or the ones that I was described, there's one here in town. There are 2 in Calgary, I think, and I think 1 in Edmonton. That kind of thing. And what's funny is because it's essentially like an old folks home, right? More or less. I don't remember, get one that's with you 8 hours a day. The problem is that I don't know if that would be covered under my current healthcare, right? Because that's something that's above and beyond. The current one I have is covered, right? Because go Alberta Healthcare. But yeah, for something like 8+ hours, no, I don't think that'd be covered. But yeah, like I was saying, it's essentially an old folks home. But I would be considered, and believe you me, I fucking laughed when I heard this. I would be considered a young adult. So yeah, we have the young adult program for people like me who are not 55, 65, whatever it is, to like get in there. Yeah, I'm considered a fucking young adult. Just building a housing here through the government. There's so many hoops. No, I get it. And don't get me wrong, I'm Canadian, right? You guys know our healthcare is pretty awesome. Until the current government tries to destroy it, but for the most part, it is currently awesome. I don't know why, but I love that classification. I know, me too. God, I laughed so hard when I heard that. Yeah, we have the young adult program. In my mind, young adult is like 17. That kind of thing. So. But yeah, that conversation came up. So that was something that I now need to actually consider. Because as much as my wife is my caregiver here, she can't, you know, what if I was to fall right now out in the kitchen? Is Jason gonna pick my 230-pound ass up? Right? Like, I'm sure we would find a way. There would be a bit of struggling and whatnot. But that's not something I would want to lay on my daughter, right? That's not a responsibility I want to drop on her lap, kind of thing. So that's why the conversation came up. Do I want to think about that too intensely? No, not really. Is it a reality that I have to think about? Yeah, it is. Apple Watch are expensive. What else? A fall alert? I did. Holy shit! Gothic! Heidi ho, neighbor! Boom! Fucking destroying that cup there. Nice. What were we saying? Oh, like a fall alert? Yeah. And my wife has an Apple Watch. She doesn't use anymore. Maybe I could take that. Maybe. Maybe I'll actually, you know what? Maybe I will have that discussion with her tonight. Now that you mention it. A fucking Christmas gift I got her like 4 years ago. Maybe I'll take it. Yeah, I'll have that discussion with her. And what's up, Gothic? How you doing? I know, 57, right? I was going to say anything wearable that allows phone calls to mitigate the risk, as long as you can call emergency service. It has to be a newer series, that definitely worth looking into. Hers is like 4 years old. I think it's the OS that goes on the watch that that does that. I don't know. I'm sure. I'm not going to talk out of my ass on this one. I don't know if hers would be compatible-ish. I'm sure it would be, but that's something I would have to look into. Chronic illness or playing tag. Love when that happens. Thank you, Sabine. Yeah, I absolutely appreciate when the chronic illnesses decide that they're going to jump around, which is what we were just talking about. It's Series 4 and newer. Not 100% sure what hers is. I want to say it's a 4, but I could be wrong. But yeah, that's something I would have to look into. What do we got here? Meh. Alright. Well, it's getting about that time, unfortunately, that I am going to have to start cooking dinner. Has been telling me... My phone has been telling me the same thing. My chronic pain and surgery recently have been more back and hip pain. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. As somebody who experiences very similar. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. But yeah, I should probably start cooking for the kid here. I promised that we were going to have a chicken stir fry tonight. I'm thinking, no shit, right? So yeah, I'm going to bugger off. So until, I don't know what's happening on Sunday. Is Sunday Father's Day? I think it is. No, it's not. Okay, no, never mind. Never mind. It is on the 21st. So next weekend, not this weekend. All right, so that means that I should, asterisk, be here for Sunday. Where I have got actually a special requested topic that we are going to talk about. We're going to talk about, and remember, this is not something that I personally experienced, but it was a requested topic. We are going to talk about perimenopause and ADHD. So, again, not coming from my own life experience, but maybe some of you can share yours. But it was a requested topic, so we're going to go over it. I don't remember who requested it. And there will be an accompanying article that I do up for Sunday on that topic. I have fault detection online because of my mobility implants. Nope. And the callouts keep coming. You fucking know it. You know it. So again, I guess I'll do the final little shameless shit. If you want to check the articles, !Substack. Today's article was about social media and self-diagnosis. Tomorrow's is... Shit, I don't remember actually what it is. Shocker. The new short story is coming out on the 20th. ! Book if you want to pre-order that. Remember, if you are on Patreon, ! Patreon. If you're a patron / member, you will be getting a free copy of the ebook because I appreciate and love you all. Also, yeah, this fucking thing, ! Donate, ! Tip, whatever, because our phone and internet are going to get cut off. If you can, lovely. If you can't, I still love you. I know in this economy, that's all I'm gonna say. I get it. This fucking economy. I get it. I love you regardless. Cool? Cool. So until Sunday, all my love to you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for listening to our discussion on relationships and ADHD. My baby alone is on it. No, I get it. I get it. So until Sunday, I love you all. I will see you in the Discord. Take care of yourselves. Drink your water. Take your meds. Be kind to yourself. All my love to you. And we will see you on Sunday. Until then, ciao for now, my love.
Look at us, same room, same air. You could be anywhere, but you showed up here. Every laugh, every tired eye means more to me than I can explain tonight. So thank you for being here, for bringing your brave little heart this near. You matter more than you ever say. Please drink your water, take your meds today. Be soft with your body, speak kind in your head. You are not a burden, you're loved instead. Tiny wins. You made the bed, but got out of it. Even when it felt like lead, if all you did was make it to this year, that's enough. I'm just glad you're there. So thank you for being here, for bringing your brave little heart this near. You matter more than you ever say. Please drink your water, take your meds today. Be soft with your body, speak kind in your head. You are not a burden, you're loved instead. If you need to cry, you can cry right now. If you need a rest, you can lay it down. You don't have to earn this love, you already have it. You already have it. So thank you for being here, for staying through every hard, strange year. You matter more than you'll ever say. Please drink your water, breathing deep for me. Be soft with your body, speak kind in your head. You are not a burden, you're loved, you're held, you're held.
I love you, fucker.